Captain's Log, December 19th, 2025. Hello, I'm Captain Vile. Good on you, you've made it to Friday. So, odd thing about this particular, I suppose, recording thing is I'm doing it rather early. That's because I've got a lot of stuff I gotta pre-record. Not this, though. Well, I guess kind of pre-record. I'm pre-recording to upload it, but like the day it goes up as normal. But this is, as opposed to maybe, I don't know, 7 p.m. when I normally record these, it's 10 a.m. I'm just doing it in the morning rather than the evening. I typically do them later at night so that any events during the day I can include during the show. But I've got to do a lot of pre-recording because I have to go away for a week because I'm visiting family, and I don't want to have nothing to upload, so I've got to do that. And that includes Captain's Log, the last Captain's Log of the year. Next episode, 26th. So I'll mention it, but I'm not going to go that into it. But I try and get maybe an hour or 50 minutes in those episodes. But like that's the year. The end of the year. So probably gonna have a bit more to mention. But for now it's just a week. I didn't write anything down. I've mainly just been animating and watching some movies at the free time. So I will say I've watched this new movie. A lot of new movies recently, But that Wake Up Dead Man thing, I saw that. So I gave it 4.5. It was pretty good. Miles better than Glass Onion. Wonderfully shot with well done sets. Stained glass windows make for some nice lighting. A fun mystery that if you're following along, you can predict some twists. One or two jokes could have been removed to give some scenes more impact, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. I don't know how to get into it without spoiling massively, but there is a scene near the end, or no, just at the end, and there's a joke to, or here, it's a murder mystery. People die in the murder mystery, but it's during a character death. And there's a joke as they're dying. And then it's serious, then a joke, then it's serious again. And it's unnecessary. Alright? You're trying to lighten the mood, but that's not what the scene is for. Alright? It's a sad scene. I am meant to be feeling upset. I am meant to be feeling a negative emotion at the moment. I don't want to be brought out. It can seem counterproductive to not want to explore it can seem counterproductive to want to experience a negative emotion such as sadness, but it's art. You're trying to make me feel emotions. That's the whole point of it. And if you're trying to go for a negative emotion, such as making me feel upset at what's happening, don't try and bring me out of that by having a joke during a death scene. I don't know. It's a good movie, but that particular moment really sticks out. To me, at the very least. I'm not sure how other people would feel about it, but there's a lot of that in some movies as well. I've not seen many movies where they do it, but I have seen a lot of discussion on it being done. I watch a lot of video essays about movies, because I watch a lot of YouTube while animating. But, that's all I can comment onto it. It's that, if I want to experience only like, pleasant emotions. That's impossible. You can't run from negativity. It's going to catch up to you eventually. It's not bad to be sad or mad. That's part of being a human being. But trying to block it out completely is going to blow up in you in like a few years. You're going to, like, drop a sandwich on the floor and burst into tears because you haven't cried in, like... Well, that's one. I'm one to talk on that, but... I don't know. I'm now thinking specifically, when was the last time I did cry? I don't know. Like, I've experienced, like, negative emotions through, like, movies and whatnot, but crying? I don't know. Damn. Well, now I can't even remember. That's kind of taken the wind out of the sails of that rant. But whatever. I said my piece. I'm treading old ground. The horse has clearly been beaten to death, and I'm still here with a bat. So, what else can I talk about? I don't know. The perils of what's it? Taking a nap and not setting an alarm. Because I had an annoying. I already have an annoying neighbor. Because the house, my window, I can see into my neighbor's yard, and they have a damn flood. I've mentioned this many times. They have a light that will occasionally go off and wake me up at hours of the night, and I have to go back to bed. But this is like the one time I probably would have wanted that to happen. So, at 4 p.m., I was like, well, I'm tired, because I've been walking around for a while, so... I got home. I just go on walks. This was a particularly long walk because I was bored. Because I'm tired of animating. We're going on tangents within tangents here, so allow me a bit of leeway. But it's a fun medium. It's a medium that you can do anything in if you're patient and skilled enough. But boy, do you have to be patient. It's tedious sometimes, and as soon as I finish making assets, I will, I gotta do something else, so I'll, read or go on a walk, just as an excuse not to then put the assets into the editing folder to actually animate. So that does lengthen the process, but it lengthens the process, and it lengthens the time in which I go completely insane and go live in the woods. Alright, you're getting a few more years of Captain Vile in, being civilized and not snapping because of these little reading a chapter of a book between animating, alright? But anyway, I was tired and I took a nap. And I did not have the foresight to set an alarm. Because I was, it's 4 p.m., it'll be fine. I'll get up at 5, maybe 6, and then I'll get started on dinner. Yeah. Woke up at 11 p.m. So that's great. And after 4 to 5 or 4 I was 5 hours. No. Not 5 hours, Einstein. Anyway, I couldn't get back to bed. So I've been up since 11 p.m., which is amazing. I tried to get back to bed a few times, but no dice. So I've just been up. I'm not that tired now, but being up for 12 hours. I don't know, I got tea. I went to the store earlier, so it's not like I'm on the verge of just flopping over. But, always set an alarm. And to add insult to injury, when I, got back from the store, it was 9 a.m. And then, my alarm for 9 a.m. went off. I was like, oh, that's fun. Yeah. Oh well, just a bit of tedious sleep shenanigans. Anyway, speaking of the store, so I'm visiting for a week. The 22nd to 27th are all going to be pre-recorded videos. But, like, I can't get anything substantial, or I can't get... I don't know, I can't open something as, perhaps... I don't know, I've been having a lot of sandwiches because I haven't bought cereal, but I did buy cereal today. But my logic is, it's gonna be, like, stale when I get back, because it'll be open for a week, and I will not have used it. So I'm already on the last legs of bread. I purposely didn't get any. I've got... see if I can count it from over here. What is that, like... 10? I don't know. Oh, riveting audio, I know. Anyway, yeah, I keep some food in my room. Like, the materials of food, because I live with, like, 5 other people. The kitchen's full, I got nowhere else to put... I was like the last... not last, but I'm the second most recent tenant in a house share. So there's not any... like, there's very little room in kitchen and pantries. I'm lucky I have fridge space. But I've got, like, my materials to make a sandwich in my room that I can just look over at. Which is convenient for when writing lists to go shopping, I guess, because I can look over and be like, oh, I do need bread, but in this case I don't need bread. Or I do. Were I not going to be out of the house for a week, I would need bread. But now it works, because I don't want to return to moldy bread. But it's annoying. Because I've got to, like... I don't know, probably... Monday. I checked the tickets. I'm fairly certain I'm leaving at 1 p.m. I will check further. I've got the tickets here. But I'm a little iffy on that, because the last... This is more so to fill time, because I don't really... Again, I've just been animating. I do have an anecdote with a courier. One of my roommates apparently had food delivered. I'll get into that, actually. But last Christmas, I gave you my heart, and listen to a lot of Christmas songs lately. Because it's the season, but whatever. That one popped in. It's 1. It says 103 specifically from the railway near me. But last Christmas, it was like 8? Like 8 a.m. And it's a lengthy journey. So given that it's 1 p.m., I'll probably get there at like 10. Maybe not 10. But I'll certainly get there in the evening. So I'll have to check. I didn't buy the tickets myself. And they were bought in November, so checking might not do any good. It's a bit much to expect someone to remember a minute detail from a month ago. Oh well, this anecdote of a courier. So, I do have another thing with my roommates to get into, but I'm not sure. Nah, that one's... I'm not getting into that one. But I have a roommate who I will call Ferguson. That's too formal. Frank. Sure, we'll call him Frank. Now, Frank's a bit hard of hearing. Like, actually has... what is it? I don't know, I've never asked him. I don't see him that often. I don't interact with him very much. I just knocked over something. But anyway, he's very near deaf. So, he doesn't hear knocks at the door. So when he'd gotten, like, food delivered, but he needed, I think, a code or something. And I went to answer the door to get the door to stop being knocked on. And I was like, oh, there's like a courier here. So I went over to his bedroom door and knocked on it. No response. Knocked a little harder. No response. Like, pounded the door. No response, to give you a bit of an idea how hard of hearing. But I don't want to, like, just walk into his room to tell him, hey, you have a delivery here. Because he'd have no idea. I don't know. I don't know what he does, but I don't want to... I'll leave it at that. But that's happened a few times. But basically they just took a picture of it, and then he must have gotten a notification. I don't know why they... This was like a... I don't know how many minutes. It was a multi-minute exchange with this courier. They were trying to get like the Wi-Fi as well. I don't have the password memorized. I don't know why they... I mean... I don't know if I would have given it to them anyhow. But they were off Wi-Fi, and they needed Wi-Fi to, like, send the thing to Frank. I'm probably going to forget that in subsequent stories involving him, but I don't have any at the moment, so whatever. Bar this. And there probably won't be any. Because, again, I see him, like, once in a blue moon. And for a minute. But that's sometimes annoying. Anything else? No, I did have another thing. I'm trying to... A lot of stopping and starting with stories this episode. I have to apologize for that. We typically get... I don't know, 25 minutes into these? Or here. I got a complaint about my cereal, because I got that, and they changed their packaging. So I get a cereal, and it's, I don't know the goddamn brand. I just know the box, or it's Golden Bridge, it's some nonsense. All right, I don't know. They changed their packaging, and the box is larger. It's also 20 cents more expensive, which is annoying, but I mean, it says that it can now house 16 boxes of cereal instead of its previous 12, I guess to justify the price. And I'm a little skeptical on that. Because I opened the bag up to pour myself a bowl of cereal, and yes, the box is larger, and there is certainly more cereal in it, but a third? Not a third. I'm getting the things mixed up. A quarter of the bag was missing, which, yeah, that's kind of normal. But I don't know. It just... there was clearly space that could be filled. There was a... Which, again, as I said earlier, true of all, like, food stuff. You open a bag of, like, chips, there's clearly... They could have put a handful more in, but it's, like, factory, so whatever. But with this, I could have gotten maybe 1 or 2 more bowls had they filled it up a little bit more. But, there was a quarter missing. And supposedly, there is a third more in it. But it doesn't look that way. This is an audio-only show. I can't give you an image of it. But it's... they might be lying. They might be lying. I've had trouble with, like, grocery shopping before this, too. People are... They're trying to do so many deals over there. Or, not deal. They're trying to incentivize you to buy more stuff. Obviously, because it's, like, profit-driven. But they're doing it in the weirdest ways. It's tedious. It's so tedious. Where they'll be like, if you buy 2 of this... Like, they increase the price of something, and then they offer a bargain where if you buy more of that thing, it'll be less than if you buy 2 of them individually. Which, it's just tedious. It's tedious to deal with because it's like, I'm not going to buy 2 boxes of cereal. I'm going to buy 1 box of cereal and then another when I run out. I don't want to have another. I don't want to have 2 boxes. I barely got the room for the one, and now it's bigger than normal. And it's a terrible use of cardboard too, because it's wider. And again, they say it's a third more, but had it been the original bag and original box just filled all the way up, instead of having empty space, he probably could have kept the old box. Use less cardboard, less plastic, takes up less space, still more, it's denser, but it's less efficient. Takes up more space in my bag because I walk home, which doesn't really affect too much because it's like a 20-minute walk, and I bought like 2 other things in addition to the cereal. I don't need that much, but like, I don't know. It's a huge box now. Reminds me of that damn box I got from Costco years and years ago. I've told this story on Captain's Complaints about ads, which I got another bone to pick with ads too. The Reese's Puffs box. I saw a damn commercial for Reese's Puffs, the Reese's Puffs wrap, and we went to Costco and I saw a box of, not just a box, it was a free pack. It was 3 boxes that were like very flimsily fused together into one box, but there were 3 bags in this box. And oh boy, we'll get into how I know this. But I begged my parents, oh, can we get the Reese's Puffs instead of the normal cereal? I saw it on the television. And they're like, okay, fine, Sawyer. But, like, this is a pretty big box of cereal. Are you sure you want it? Yeah, okay, fine. It's a lot of cereal. We're not buying you any more cereal until this box is empty. And I agreed to the deal. And then we went home and I had a bowl of Reese's Puffs, and it was disgusting. It was peanut butter chocolate sludge. The milk only made it worse. It's just terrible flavor profile. I don't know why that candy is so popular. My mother likes it, which is she could have helped me out with, because they said, we're not buying you any more cereal until that box is empty. And my siblings didn't like it, so I was the one who had to eat it. But my mother does actually like Reese's Pieces. I don't know if she would have liked the cereal, but I sure as hell didn't. And she knew that. I complained about it for the entire 3 months that I had to eat nothing but Reese's Puffs, as well as dinner. It was breakfast, lunch, and a snack every day. And then dinner. 3 months of peanut butter, chocolate, and milk. Disgusting. Reminds me of that damn box. I mean, it's smaller, but not as big as the free thing, but just hate Reese's Pieces. Again, just terrible flavor profile. Terrible texture. I wonder if that's why I hate mushy food. Probably not. My hatred of mushy food probably made that specific thing much worse, because the cereal I have holds its shape within milk. Yeah, it gets like soggy after a while, but those are the last like straggling pieces of cereal in the bowl, and then you just drink the milk. For the most part, it's crunch, and then you have like milk that's been flavored because of the cereal itself. But with Reese's Puffs, they just melt into the bowl. It's like a goo. It's disgusting. It's like you're eating mud. It was awful. What else was I going to complain about? I know. Neutral to positive. But I've been receiving this stupid toothbrush ad. I'm going to make a Captain's Complaints about this whole thing. The last Captain's Complaints was about advertisements, and the next one's going to be also about advertisements. It's been a while since I've done Captain's Complaints, truth be told. I don't know why. I guess they're just kind of tedious to edit because it's animated for whatever reason. I don't know why I do that. But I like the the format of a radio host who doesn't know his microphone is on and he's just complaining to his producer. So I'll keep it that way. But this toothbrush ad, this toothbrush company, they have this huge marketing campaign. I don't know the brand. I always skip the ads before they get into that part, or just refresh the page so there's no ad at all. If it's a beginning or end ad, and I just leave. But I don't know. They're so condescending, and it's about toothbrushes of all things. If this was about, like, a car, or... I mean, I'd still be annoyed. But who cares? Alright? You don't need to pretend... They have these tedious tricks they use in ads nowadays. The ones I get, anyway. Where they pretend to be on a podcast. And it's like, oh, you're on a podcast talking about toothbrushes. Alright? That may be the first podcast to drive its listeners to kill themselves. Oh my god. Who would listen to a podcast about toothbrushes? I know that, like, you all watching this or listening to this are listening to a podcast about an insane man complaining about stuff and what movies he watched. But toothbrushes? Who cares? Alright? It's a stick with hair that you put chemicals on, and then you spit the chemicals out, and you do that twice a day. Alright? It doesn't have to be that complicated. It doesn't have to be electric. You just do it, and then your teeth don't rot, because sugar is in everything nowadays. Whatever. I was toying with the format of this. I don't know. I don't want to change the format anytime soon. I like having just the image and the wind sounds. But you know those deep in font, like, if it were a video of an actor monologuing, they're sitting in a chair on, like, stage, they would have, like, a kind of wide shot of the actor in a dark room, and then they'd have a faded image of that actor gliding across the screen. Doing my best to describe it. I'd love to put an image up, but whatever. Or it's just them talking. I'm really tempted to do something like that for Captain's Log. What, I don't know, maybe I'd... No, because it's going to be like an hour and a half long, the end of the year show. But it's fun to do that. It's a fun idea to play with. But I'll stick with just the static image rather than a image that moves across the screen. Would that help with viewer retention, I wonder? If there's something moving on screen? I have no idea. I have no idea what the viewer retention of this series even is. I don't check this. You'll probably notice, if you look in the comments at all of this series, that I don't comment or add a description. I don't think I add a description. I think either I forget to... I don't know. I always like to add like a one-off joke in the description of videos. I think I still do that with this. I kind of forget each week. And I'll be like, oh, maybe I'll do one, maybe whatever. I probably did it on this one. But I never comment. So I do like 2 jokes a video within like the comment and then the description. But with Captain's Log, there's no comment. I don't really check anything to do with Captain's Log. I just kind of put it out in the world and then leave it. Because, like, who cares? This is like a video diary. Or an online journal kind of thing. Granted, I'm not getting into anything too, like, groundbreaking here. Like, I'm not gonna tell you my deepest, most personal thoughts. This is, like... This is less Captain Vile and more, like, Sawyer, but... You're not getting complete, like... No... There's still the entertainer personality there, I suppose. Still with the, I don't know, mask. Mask seems like I have something to hide. It's not really that. It's more just... I don't know. It's public. How's that? How's that for it? You're not gonna read your diary aloud to, like, a public room unless it's some weird, like, theater thing. Which this is not. But whatever. We are now at 30 minutes. So, it always at, like, the halfway point of these, I tend to get some kind of second wind. And I'll have to look over. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But it seems to be I get a second wind because I get annoyed about something I remember, and then I just start complaining. Whatever, complaining's fun. There's a quote in the... It's either Thunderhead or The Toll. It's gotta be Thunderhead. Where it's a plot line going on where two characters are hunting for a passage, or hunting for a map, and they find, like, the library keeper or the librarian who should have it. But they're... I don't know if I have time to explain this, but the whole premise is they're in a utopia where if something is wrong, say a building is decrepit, it is purposely decrepit. It is kept in ruins so that there is kind of the atmosphere of pre-immortality. So this guy has something to complain about. This guy is complaining about the local unsavory population, which is the Scythe universe equivalent of criminals. But even then, like, only allowed criminals. But he could just leave. He could just go get a job at a different library, but instead he stays in order to complain about the unsavories. Because they comment on, this guy loves to complain. And he's right, it's fun. Obviously, you should attempt to solve the problem that you're complaining about, but it can be equally as rewarding to not have a problem as to have a problem to pick at. Oh well, there'll be plenty of that in the 2025 roundup, Captain's Log, eh? Where I can complain about never winning a goddamn bet. 3 years in a row. Alright, that's enough. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.